I am going to show you what is probably one of, if not the most effective way to control nutsedge, both purple and yellow, Dallisgrass, Johnsongrass, even Poa trivialis in cool season grasses. It is called the sponge method of application. Essentially, I'm going to show you how I have rigged up an applicator with a sponge that you can take and you can put Roundup in it and actually sponge it on these really difficult weeds to control. And it is very easy. It is very effective. You can use this method in your landscape beds too. I'm going to show you some of that. I'm going to show you how to properly mix the glyphosate with water and then put it on the sponge and then apply it. Show you the whole thing. But this is a really good method of doing it. So let's get to it. Okay, this is a typical glyphosate product. This one's called Ranger Pro. What happened was years ago, glyphosate came off patent and there was an explosion of different glyphosate products on the market. This one's Ranger Pro. There's Touchdown. There's obviously Roundup itself. There is a bunch of them. Now, what separates them? And oftentimes I have said this in my other videos about generic products, and I would consider some of the off brands like you get at Southern States, Tractor Supply, some of the other places, you can get off what I call off brands, and you need to be aware of those. The main thing about, you'll see on these product labels, you'll see the active ingredient and you'll see inert ingredients. Those are the differences between generics or off-brand versus the name brand. And the inert ingredients helps the product work better, either more effective in controlling fungus or getting into the plant with herbicides or whatever you're doing. So it's the inert ingredients that separate one product from the next, though they may have the exact same active ingredient. Now, that being said, I have not seen a whole lot of difference in fungicides. I have seen a moderate difference in different herbicides, particularly in glyphosate products. So I would recommend, I'm going to put a couple in the links below of glyphosate products that you can use in this application. This one's Ranger Pro. This one's going to be too big for you. This is I did some commercial applications that I need to get rid of this stuff. This is going to be too big. So you want a smaller container. You can go ahead with the ready-made. That might make it a little easier. I'll maybe try to find one of those and put it in there so you don't have to do this mixing. Because the thing is, this is a little bit sophisticated here, because what they're wanting to do, according to this label, and it's going to be pretty much consistent with all the 41% glyphosate products, is they want you to put out, in order to control nutsedge, in order to control Johnsongrass, Poa triv, all what we're going out with, you want 2% of Roundup is what you want to go out with. That's the rate. So in order to get 2% on a gallon, you would need, according to this label, 2 2/3 ounces per gallon. Well, we don't want to make a whole gallon of Roundup, or at least enough. We don't want to make a whole gallon of this stuff because we're not going to use that much. So I only got 8 ounces in here, and I've done the math. On a 41% glyphosate product, you only need 0.17 ounces of glyphosate, not a whole heck of a lot. Now, so 8 ounces, 0.17 ounces of glyphosate, or 8 ounces of water, 0.17 ounces of glyphosate. I just wanted you guys to get that correct. Now, when I have these larger containers, I generally put some in the lid. It makes it less clunky. And that way I'm not dirtying up any more than what I have to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to eyeball it. I need a little less than a 1/4 ounce in here. That's probably going to be close enough. So anyway, what I want to do is I want to put 0.17 ounces in this 8-ounce container. There we go. I'm going to switch it around a little bit just to agitate it a little bit. And that's going to get me my 2% Roundup per volume. Now, I have dropped my towel. Here is my applicator. It is basically an old putter that I've taken a sponge. I've ran a wire through the sponge. This is a fairly robust car wash sponge. And the reason being, I want something that's relatively tough so it doesn't fall off. And I ran that wire all the way through the middle of it. And I have wired it to this putter to where it's not going to come off. Okay. And then all I'm going to do, I'm going to give this a little dip. Okay. And with my gloves, I'm going to do a little ringing. You can hear it, perhaps even hear it ringing out. I don't want this to drip. Everywhere it drips, I'm going to have dead grass. I do not want that. Let me grab that. And I'm going to give it a shake. And what I'm looking for here is any drips going into the water. That's going to give me a pretty good idea if I have any drippage. And I'm in pretty good shape. Now, all I got to do, show you how to apply it, is I got to take this and run it right across, and I'm good to go. So let's do some applications. Okay, here's some nutsedge, and you can see how it's growing higher than the grass. And really all I'm going to do is that. I'm just going to run it, just tap it right across it, just like that. I'm not going to hit the existing Bermuda in my case. You may have, whatever desirable grass you have, but I'm just going to rub it right over top of it. And that's pretty much it. And I've got enough on there. That should do a pretty good job. Now, here I've got a little bit of Bermuda in my landscape bed. I'm going to whack that. I can give that a pretty good pat. You can see how it's going on the rock there. But anyway, so that's done. I've got probably a little bit of fescue here in my landscape bed. I'm going to boom, boom, I'm going to hit that. Oh, here's some more weeds. I got more weeds in my bed than taking too much care of my grass. Anyway, so that takes care of that. More weeds, I'm going to whack them, whack. If you subscribe and hit the bell, I keep, as this one is, my videos very topical. Right now, people are seeing nutsedge starting to pop up in their yard, and here I'm doing a video on how to control nutsedge. Dallisgrass will be right behind it. Those of you down south, probably in the southwest, are already seeing Dallisgrass and Johnsongrass. I had a subscriber ask me about Johnsongrass the other day. So I keep my videos very topical. So if you subscribe and hit that bell, you will get notifications when I have videos coming up, and it will give you, at least the title will give you, what my video is, and that will give you a very good idea of something you need to be thinking about, something you need to be doing, or something that may be coming up that you will lose grass on, and I can save you from it. For example, I did a fungicide video about almost a month ago now, and sure enough, about a week and a half later on social media, I started popping up, I've got fungus, and it would have gave them a bit of a heads up if they saw the video. And I'm also on Facebook, Home Lawn Care Advice. You can go to that Facebook page, and I monitor it quite a bit. I monitor these videos quite a bit, or probably comments quite a bit, and I'll get back to you very, very soon. So a little bit more about me. I'm a 1994 graduate of North Carolina State University. Been doing this for over 35 years. So anyway, that's the sponge method of application. So anyway, I appreciate you watching, and thanks.